You are listening to the Yummy Mummy Podcast, episode number 111.
Welcome to the Yummy Mummy Podcast, where you will learn brand new and shockingly different tools to lose weight for the last time. And now, here's your host, certified life and weight loss coach, Laura Conley.
Hello, Yummy Mummies. Welcome to the pod. Today, I'm going to teach you how to evaluate your year. Do not turn me off. I promise you, if you want to be successful, if you want to live the life that is meant for you, the life of your dreams, listen to this episode. I promise you're going to love it, and it's going to be really uplifting. I'm going to teach you why you might not want to evaluate and why you should evaluate and how to actually evaluate your entire year so that you can have even better next year, right? Okay. Before we dive into that, let's hear our fun client comment from Tara. She says, I have learned what my body needs. It is fun, and I actually love myself now. I used to tolerate myself, hate my body, hate my hair, and just stress and load all the day. I was so scared I'd continue to gain weight as I age, and now that's not a worry. Oh, freaking amazing, Tara. Tara lost weight for the last time. Actually, she's coming on the podcast. I'm so excited to have her. I love her and I love her story. So you guys will, you will eat it right up. So fun little fact is that we are about to come out with the last weight loss challenge you ever do. So mark your calendars. You can't sign up yet, but this is your little teaser. Mark your calendars for January 9th to January 13th. It is free. It's going to be every day at 10:30 a.m. for 30 to 60 minutes, depending on the day. And I'm going to teach you how to lose weight for the last time, how to do this for the last time, the last challenge you ever do. Can't you just feel yourself exhale? The last challenge you ever do. So mark your calendars. This is the thing. Don't do 8 things. This is the one thing that you are doing that's going to set you up for success in 2023. This is your year, babe. It's your time. We're doing it. We're getting it done. Get it on your calendar. I will let you know as soon as you can sign up. In the meantime, you might as well get on the wait list for the January cohort. That is lauraconley.com. Click work with me. And then that way you know you're going to get the information for the last weight loss challenge you ever do. And for the people that are on the wait list that actually do want to do the Yummy Mummy experience, we're going to kick off, I think it's January 24th is when we kick off the next cohort. So get on the wait list if you still want to get into that group, because there's going to be bonuses for the wait list leading up to that. So go to lauraconley.com, make sure you're on the wait list. All you have to do is click work with me and enter your email. And that way you will be sure you'll get the info for the challenge and you will get free bonuses just for being on the wait list. So freaking fun. Okay, so let's dive into this episode. I'm really excited to talk to you about this because this is something that I've actually really struggled with over the years. And if I'm being honest with you, I still struggle with it. I don't like evaluating. I mean, I like evaluating when it's gone my way, when I like the results. But when I don't like the results, I don't love evaluating. I don't love looking at hey, what worked? What didn't work? What do I want to do differently? I don't like it. No one does, because we're trained to attach our results to our worthiness. We're trained to attach our results to how we get to feel. But we're going to unpack all of that in this episode, and you are going to feel so much freer just knowing how to do this. Okay, so first of all, I want to sell you on evaluating. If you don't evaluate, you can't actually look at what's working and what's not. If you set a goal this year to lose 20 pounds or 50 pounds or drink more water or write a book and you didn't do it, you have to actually understand why you didn't do it if you want to do it next year. You have to. It's literally insanity. It's hitting your head against the wall. If you don't look out and find what the reason was, you literally are just going to create the same exact result. Definition of insanity. Definition. We have to be willing to do things differently in order to create a different result. So if you have not been an evaluator or you haven't evaluated in the way that I'm going to teach you, that's one of the main reasons why you don't have what it is that you want to have. That's actually really good news because you can be like, oh, well, okay, that makes actual sense. So maybe you have been an evaluator. Okay, great. You'll still get so much out of this episode. But if you haven't and you've never evaluated, just come with me. Just try it my way for a year or a week. And maybe you'll like it better this way because maybe you'll get the result that you want. Maybe you'll get having lost weight for the last time in your willingness to evaluate. Okay, so evaluating just means looking at your past, looking at your results. Why did I create that? What worked for me? What didn't work for me? We're going to go through all that. But the reason why you don't evaluate is because you're afraid that you're going to attach your results to your worthiness, to your value, to your good enoughness. You're literally worried that if you look and see that you quote unquote failed, that you're going to make it mean that you're a failure. And this is another reason actually why we should evaluate. Because if you're making your failures, small f, failures, which are just mistakes, which are just part of the process, you literally have to fail in order to succeed. Like my daughter literally has to write her J's like T's in order to write J's. Like she literally has to catch her foot on the jump rope like 85 times before she gets to do it 84 times in a row, right? We have to fail. But we don't understand this, especially when it comes to weight loss. We're like, no, we have to do it perfectly. And if we don't do it perfectly, then we have to throw in the towel because it's not working. And we totally suck and we should know better. No, you guys, no. Losing weight for the last time is a skill. You're going to small f fail. You're going to small f fail along the way. Capital F fail is just quitting. It's just throwing in the towel and be like, fuck this, I don't want to do it. It's too hard, I don't want to, right? But you are going to little f fail, but you don't have to make it mean anything about who you are. And that's why you hate evaluating, because you forgot that you have a choice. You don't have to make you making a mistake. A normal, simple, expected mistake. You don't have to make it mean that you suck at life, that you're not capable, that something actually must be really wrong with you, that you are wrong, that you are a failure. You don't have to. You simply can make it mean that you are learning and that you were supposed to fail. And this is part of the process. This is literally actually how you learn. Isn't that crazy? That's crazy. Okay, so let's really talk about that. We don't do it because we're afraid that we are going to feel shame. Remember, there's the thought, feeling, action loop. We don't want to feel shame or regret or guilt. So we don't even look at our past year because we're afraid of the thoughts that we're going to think. The best news is you can choose which thoughts to believe. You don't have to, anymore. No longer do you have to believe that you're a failure because you made a mistake or that you suck at life because you didn't eat perfectly all year. No. Okay, so let's go into this evaluation process with love. You have to be willing to love yourself and look at your mistakes. Hey, when your kid, you guys, a lot of you guys have kids, when your kids make mistakes and you want to help them learn and grow and like be a human in the world, you love them. You wrap them up in love. You're like, I love you. You are not your mistake. Yeah, you made a mistake. Let's learn from that. Let's look at it. Let's see, hey, what happened there? What went wrong? What can we do differently next time? And you meet your child with love. If you want the best results, you meet them with love. Now, might they still feel a little shame? Yeah, they might. You might feel a little shame as you're evaluating. Guess what? Shame is just a vibration. So I want you to like muster up all the unconditional love that you can for yourself when you are evaluating. Like literally, I like to like imagine I'm like taking it off the shelf and like bathing myself in it. It's like the weirdest visual, but that's what I like to do. No, I'm going to actively, before you evaluate, you guys, this is like an actual step. Like step 1, love yourself unconditionally. Decide you are going to bathe in unconditional love as you look on your past year. I'm not going to make my mistakes. I'm not going to make my small F failures mean that I'm a bad person or I suck at life. I'm not. I'm going to love myself as I look back, right? I've heard this called, we call it in the Yummy Mummy experience, we call it looking back with love, but I've also heard it called hindsight. That's cute too, right? So you guys know I love a cute name. Clearly, hello, I like name my whole company Yummy Mummy. And anytime I'm coming up with a new concept, I'm like, we will not teach that concept until it has a cute name. Okay? Like we're adding some new fun things in the Yummy Mummy Masters. And I'm like, you guys, we actually can't have chit chat time and community time until we come up with a cute name. So they're all like throwing names out there. It's so fun. Anyways, that's totally a tangent. So are you in? Will you promise to bathe yourself in love when you look back? Okay? Deal. Now, even though you're loving yourself, you might still feel shame or regret or guilt for not doing the thing that you wanted to do, that you set out to do, that maybe you didn't get the result that you wanted. You might still feel shame. But again, shame, guilt, regret, any of those feelings are just vibrations in your body. They're not bad. They're not wrong. You can hold space and love yourself in that vibration as well. So bring the love and hold space. Like when my daughter is really upset, oh my God, you guys, it broke my heart. We were both bawling our eyes out in the middle of Starbucks. Okay, so this is totally a tangent, but this is actually a good example. So she broke an ornament, a glass ornament at Starbucks the other day, and she burst into tears. She was so full of shame, and I just loved her in that moment. I was like, oh my God, the employees must think I'm like beating the shit out of her at home, because what child is like this distraught? I'm like, they obviously think I'm the worst parent ever. But I really felt for her in her shame, and I just wrapped her up literally in my arms and loved her, and I held space for her. I didn't try to make her change her shame right away. I just loved her. I just told her, it's okay. We make mistakes. We can say sorry. Right? They were so nice. They totally gave her a cake pop. I'm like, oh my God, this is against the Yummy Mummy experience methodology, but like fucking whatever. Give her a cake pop. They're like, you're too pretty to cry, honey. I'm like, oh my God, so much wrong with this picture right now. Anyways, I digress. So my point is, if you decide to take me up in this evaluation process, you take the love off the shelf, you bathe in it, and then you might still have shame or regret, and you hold space for that, and you wrap yourself up in love, and you don't try to change or fix it. You just hold space for you experiencing that vibration in your body. Okay? Okay, deal? Okay, so that's like first things first. That's part of the reason why we don't do it, because we forget that we have to love ourselves, and we forget that a little bit of shame or regret is okay. That's why we don't do it. So if you are like, okay, I'm going to do it, got to get that love, got to hold the space. Okay. So let's say you're sold. You're like, I want to evaluate. I see Laura's point. I see that if I don't evaluate, I'm just going to repeat the past over and over and over again. Literally, you'll keep repeating the past over and over and over again if you don't evaluate. It's bananas. And we don't want to evaluate because we're just afraid of our own brain's thinking. Good news is you can change that thinking. You can believe what you want to believe about yourself. And I recommend that you believe that you're a fucking badass warrior woman. Fuck yeah. Yeah. Do it. Believe it. You are. I know it. Come on. You are innately beautiful and lovable and like perfectly imperfect. You really are. And I love you. And I hope you can receive that and practice giving that to yourself. Okay. So let's start the evaluation process together. Now that we've got the love and the idea that we're going to hold space if we have some shame or regret. Now, did you have a goal this past year for 2022? Let's assume that you did have a goal, like maybe a health goal. Maybe it was to lose 30 pounds. Did you hit it? Now, you guys, we're literally we got to put our science hats on a little bit. Like, we're just looking at the data. Like, it's like my husband, who is a scientist. He makes polymers, I think. I always get it confused. He makes like catalyst and polymers. And he literally will do this evaluation process. Now, he doesn't have to get the unconditional love off the wall because he's a scientist and he knows how to keep his science hat on and remain logical. right? It's literally just science. He's like, did this experiment work? Yes or no? No? Oh, it didn't work. Why? Okay. So let's assume you had a goal. Did you hit it? Yes or no? Keep that logical hat on, right? Yes or no? Okay. Let's pretend you had that goal, like we said, to lose 30 pounds. Why didn't you hit it? If you hit it, I want to know why you hit it too. You have to evaluate for positive results that you get in your life and negative results in your life. Because if you evaluate the positive results, then you can just hit repeat for other areas. It's so cool. I literally just ask my clients, I'm like, why did you guys not quit the Yummy Mummy? And they find the thought so that they can use it for their benefit in the future. It's such a good question. Okay, so let's pretend you didn't hit your goal. Why not? Can you stay logical? Can you stay out of the drama? Can you keep the science hat on and leave the drama hat in the closet? You can, okay? So maybe you didn't hit it. Why didn't you hit it? Be willing to look. Be willing to find 25 different reasons as to maybe why. Take some really good educated guesses, and then you can find the top 3, and then you can solve for those. Do you guys see that? Okay, so let's take some educated guesses together. You had a goal. It was to lose 30 pounds. You didn't hit it, or whatever it is, right? You can insert any goal. Maybe it was because you simply miscalculated how long it takes to lose weight. Did you know that you should estimate about a pound a week? And that's at the beginning. Towards the end, it might be 0.5 pounds a week. Don't do this 3 pounds a week thing to yourself. No. So you sit, like, literally just math. Like, it could be my husband. Like, oh, I put too much of this chemical in the mixture, and then that's why I didn't get the formulation that I wanted. Huh. Cool. I can totally solve for that. Without the drama, we can be solution oriented. Okay? So maybe you just miscalculated. Maybe you didn't hit it because you didn't get the help you need. So many of us think that we just should all of ourselves. I should be able to do it on my own. I should know how. I should know better. Hey, you guys, if you haven't gotten help or you haven't gotten the right help, shameless plug. If you haven't gotten help or you haven't gotten the right help, try getting help this coming year. But that could be it. So many of us think, and we think we deserve a badge of honor. You know what's a strength is being willing to ask for help. It's badass. It's badass. Yeah. Weakness is not getting help when you need it and repeating the same unintentional results over and over and over again, right? It takes bravery and courage to ask for help. So maybe that's why you didn't hit it. Maybe you didn't hit it because you just didn't focus on it. Maybe you were just simply focused on other things. Hey, just take a look at your calendar. What were you doing all day, every day? What were you doing all day, every day? Were you focused on this deliberately? Were you doing what I teach? Mindset work, emotional work, hunger hormone work, accountability work, right? Were you focused on it in an intentional way? I don't mean focused on it like, oh my God, what's wrong with me? I totally overate the kids crossed again. I got to get it together. I got to do another workout. Okay, I'm doing a cleanse. I'm not saying that kind of focus. I'm talking laser focus, right? I just was talking about this on Instagram the other day. If the way you spend your time and invest your money does not reflect what you really want, that is exactly why you don't have it. If the way you spend your time and invest your money does not reflect what you really, really, really want, that is exactly why you don't have it. So maybe you just weren't spending your time and investing your money in the right places that were in alignment with your goal, right? Isn't that so interesting? I think it's normal too. So again, don't beat yourself up. I think it's normal to let life happen to us instead of take agency over it. Okay. So take a look at your calendar. Do you have a half an hour every day dedicated to you losing weight in a way that actually works for you, that's actually getting you results, whether that's a pound a week, 0.5 pounds a week, right? Maybe you're just not focused on it. You're focused on raising kids. Maybe you don't want to be focused on it. You're not being honest with yourself. Maybe you're focused on your work. Maybe you're focused on Netflix. I don't know. Maybe it was just that it didn't have the time that it deserved in your calendar. Maybe you didn't hit your goal because you were doing the same things that you've always done and thinking that those things were going to work this time. That's the definition. Also, this podcast is all about insanity. I actually have a podcast on insanity. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over and over again and expecting a different result. And do not confuse doing the next cool diet that's coming out as something different. No, it's the same thing as keto or Weight Watchers or the thing that you tried last year. It's not actually different. Okay, so maybe you're just doing the same things you've always been doing. You got to try something different. You got to try mindset work. You got to try emotion work. You got to try inner accountability work. You got to try self-love work. You got to try having fun. You got to try rewiring your brain. You have to balance those hunger hormones. Another shameless plug for Yummy Mommy Experience. That's all we do inside. Maybe you picked more than one thing for your goal for the year. This kind of goes into the focus category. But a lot of us pick like 28 things, don't we? We pick like 28 things. We put it all on the list, and then we do 25% of them. Pick one thing this year. Pick one thing. That could be why you didn't lose 30 pounds, because you picked 18 goals. Pick one goal. I promise you'll get more done than you did this year picking 18 things. Maybe you quietly quit on yourself, right? It's like you had the goal, like you actually did set the goal, and then all of a sudden you just weren't working on it. You didn't tell anybody. You didn't like actively quit. It just sort of slipped away because you didn't have a container where you were held accountable. Maybe you didn't heal at the root. Maybe you were trying to solve the problem with a Band-Aid instead of the root work. Maybe you didn't know the actual problem. Maybe your problem is that you're an emotional eater because you're a little bored or you're a little restless and you solve it with just a handful of nuts and you didn't solve the emotional eating part. You were just trying to do a new diet. You didn't heal the root, right? Maybe you thought, oh, it's just too hard. It's just too much. I just can't. I'm not capable. Maybe you had some thought errors in there. Maybe that's why you didn't hit it. Maybe you didn't believe in yourself. I know people think it's kind of fluffy to be like, oh, you just have to believe in yourself a little harder. But I'm telling you, you guys, and this is what we do in the Yummy Mommy Experience as well, is I help you to believe in you as I hold the belief, right? That's why I'm always constantly talking about, like, you just get to borrow my belief in you that you can do it. I know you can do it. I'm 100% in the knowing that you can do it. You can borrow from me. So maybe you just didn't believe in yourself because no one taught you. That could literally be why you didn't hit your goal, because you don't have the skill of losing weight for the last time, because you literally just don't know how, because literally nobody taught you how to believe in yourself, how to balance your hunger hormones. No one taught you. It's okay. You can love yourself. Okay, so find the reasons why you didn't hit your goal, and then take your top 3 and create solutions. How do you solve? How do you solve for those reasons? If it was because you didn't get help, go get help. Is it because you overcalculated or you miscalculated? Then do the math, right? Is it because you didn't believe in yourself? Learn how to believe in yourself. It's a skill. It's not just something that is a part of who you are inside. It's not just like your chemical makeup or your DNA. No. You can learn to believe in yourself. Okay. And they will just be guesses. You're going to be like, I don't know. I don't know why I didn't. And I'm like, you got to just guess. You got to just take top 3 guesses, solve for those. And I promise you, your guesses really aren't guesses. You know, trust me. Okay. So the last part of this is just as important, is you cannot ignore this part. You must find out what did go well. What did you do in support of your goal? How were you amazing in 2022? What are you celebrating? Even just you listening to this podcast right now, that is a celebration. That is one step forward. Okay? That is your homework. Go find at least I want to say 20. It's got to be 20. 20 things, like your life is on the line. Like your life is actually on the line. And if that doesn't motivate you because you're like, I don't care, I'll give you $1 million. 20 things. You can come up with 20 things that you freaking crushed this year, that you did, that you get to celebrate. Go find 20 things, because we have to balance out that negativity bias. I don't think evaluating is negative, but your brain is going to, and the way you've been conditioned is probably going to interpret it as like, oh, this is heavy, this is negative. No, this is great. This is a learning experience. But let's just give it to you. Maybe it is negative. You got to counter it with the positive. You have to focus on the gain, on what you did do right. And I promise you, if you look for it, you will find it. Go find it. 20 things. 20 things. You can do this. Okay. So you guys, literally this takes 10 minutes. Sit down, grab your love, hold space for any of the regret, and then find out why you did not hit your goal. Maybe it was just because you didn't even set a goal in the first place. Maybe you're too scared to set a goal because you were afraid to set a goal because you were going to make you not hitting a goal mean something again about your worth. It's okay to set goals and not hit them. Actually, it is the most beautiful lesson in the world. Go set a big ass goal, don't hit it, and then dare yourself to love yourself in that. Oh my God. It's everything. Okay, so go get your love, hold space for the emotions that come up. It's okay, they're just vibrations. Find out why you didn't hit your goal, solve for the top 3, and then go get 20 reasons as to why you crushed 2022. I fucking love you. Have the best week ever. Ciao, ciao. 2023 is going to be our best year yet. It is your turn. You make sure you sign up for the last challenge you ever do. I will see you inside January 9th to the 13th. Okay. I'm on fire. Bye. I love you all. Hey, if you've enjoyed listening to this podcast, I would love it if you leave a rate, review, and a subscribe on whatever you're listening to this podcast in. Pretty pleased with the cherry on top. It would help me so much, and it would help all the other mamas out there hear this message. Thank you in advance. I really appreciate it. And you have to come check out the Yummy Mummy experience. It's my proven lose weight for the last time group coaching and course. Head to lauraconley.com and just click work with me. Other than that, you guys, I would love to give you a free gift. If you want your free listener only gift, go to lauraconley.com/gift. And from there, you will get your free best ever weight loss hack. So cool. The last thing I want to tell you, you guys, is I do have a free Facebook group. It's called, you guessed it, The Yummy Mummy. Lose weight for the last time, end body drama, and get food freedom. You can just search that in Facebook, or again, you can head to the show notes and you'll find the link there. All right, you guys, have the best day ever.